Hello everyone, I invite you to every Wednesday review of cryptocurrency charts. Let's start by checking what we can observe on the BTC to USDT chart on a one-day timeframe. First of all, it is worth marking the sideways trend channel in which the price has been moving for more than a month with white lines, while locally we can mark the downtrend channel with yellow lines. Now, using the fib retracement tool, let's check what resistances should be taken into account, as we see the first support is at 0.618 fib, which is equal to $16,593, but if the price goes lower, we have another support at $16,102 and $15,490. In a situation where these three important resistances fail, we can see a drop to around $13,691. Moving on, let's check the resistance areas for the price, and here we can see that we already had an attempt to break the previous high, which we minimally managed to do, but the price quickly moved back to the previously mentioned support at 0.618 fib. But let's go back to the resistance areas, and we see that we have the first resistance at $16,857. Then we have a resistance zone from $17,185 to $17,631. When it is broken, the price will try to attack the top and exit the channel, which may open the way to around $19,916. Let's look at how the moving averages are arranged. The white and blue lines are very close to the red one. When white crosses blue from below and then red, you should observe whether further blue crosses red from below, which may indicate a larger uptrend. However, only when these three averages cross the yellow one, we can observe a bullish uptrend. Further, we can see on the CHOP index that the energy has weakened and confirms the local sideways trend. MACD shows a downward trend, but much weaker than previous weeks. On the RSI, we see a rebound in space for another upward move. Now let's move on to the ETH chart, where, as in the case of BTC, we can mark the sideways trend channel, but locally, we can see that a triangle has formed in which the price moves. Further, with the help of fib retracement, we can check where the price has support, but first it is worth marking a strong support zone from $1,188 to $1,054. When the price drops below the specified zone and leaves the channel below, we can see a drop around $883, which is our current price low. Now let's move on to checking the resistances that the price has to overcome on its upward path, and we see the first resistance at $1,299, which was previously a strong support area and is now bouncing back at the same spot. Moving on, we have second support at $1,442, third support at $1,555. Then we have a strong support zone from $1,667 to $1,834. Only when we manage to exit this zone upwards and test positively, we can see an attempt to exit upwards from the side channel and a further price increase. As we can see, the volume is quite low, but when the green candle appears, you can see the increasing power of buyers. The CHOP index indicates that some of the energy has been used, but there is still a little more for the next move. The MACD confirms the ongoing downward trend, while the RSI shows a rebound, which may give a positive place for new increases. As the third in today's chart, we will check the Solace chart on a 4-hour interval. We will start by marking the sideways trend channel with the white lines, while with the yellow line we will mark the local downtrend line where the price is moving. Moving on, we will check what supports we should consider. As you can see, we have the first support at $11.80. If the support is broken and the price drops below the channel, we have support at $10.94, which is the place of the previous low, and when the price goes lower, we can see a drop to around $8.46. Looking the other way, we see first resistance at $12.46, second resistance at $12.94, third at $13.35, then we have a resistance zone from $13.71 to $14.27. Only when the price breaks it and positively tests it, opens there is a way to exit the canal overhead and further rises. Please look at the volume, which is very low with a slight advantage of sellers. The CHOP index indicates that some of the energy has been used, but there is still some for further movement. The MACD indicates that we are in a downtrend, while the RSI shows a rebound, which may indicate catching a breath and increasing the price. Last in today's review is the MATIC chart on a one-day timeframe. Let's start by marking the blue line, the downtrend line, which, as you can see, the price overcame. Since the end of August, we have been moving in a sideways trend channel, but we can also notice that we are locally below the downtrend line. Now let's look at where the MATIC price has support. As you can see, the first support is at 70 cents, but if it goes lower we have another support at 52 cents and then 31 cents, which is at the last low of the price. Looking the other way, we can also check what resistance awaits the MATIC when the price starts to grow. And here we have the first support at the price of 93 cents. When we manage to break it, the price will start moving towards the support from $1.32 to $1.63. Only when we manage to break this zone and then positively test it, the way to further increases will open. It is worth looking at the moving averages, where we can see that the white line, blue line, and red line have crossed the yellow line from below, which heralds increases. However, currently the white line is getting closer to crossing the yellow line from above. If this happens, then blue and red will follow the white one. We can continue the downward trend. Looking further, the CHOP index indicates that most of the energy has been used. The MACD indicates a local downward trend, while the RSI has decreased, but there is still room for a deeper correction. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.